And then there was 9 races in the books. Just tonight's season finale here at the Pocono Raceway. Big old 2.5-mile track. 3 completely distinct corners, and this thing is going to decide our champions of the overall, the gold, the silver, the bronze. Everything is up for grabs in all 3 divisions. Very, very close as we'll take a look at the standings right now. Alan Elwood, with his 4th win last week, comes into the night here 2 points ahead of his teammate Danny Ware, and Shane Therian only 20 points behind, not mathematically out of it by any means. And those 3 are the top 3 in both the overall and the platinum gold division. Over in the silver, a little bit of the same. Kevin Foster up by 5 points on David Tilford. Tal Owen looks like he's not in attendance here tonight, so it's going to be a 2-man battle for the silver division. And then in the bronze division, John Crane has a nice lead over Dan Phelps, 19 points heading into tonight, but Crane again running it with just one arm. He's got the cast rolling tonight, and he's going to try and hopefully limp this thing home for a bronze championship. But I'm sure Dan Phelps is going to be looking to snatch that away with both hands here tonight. Carl Hamrick in the booth, riding solo here tonight. Jimmy Covert over broadcasting for another broadcaster here. Dylan not being able to handle his broadcast here tonight, so Jimmy's taking over for him and making sure we got full coverage here on CRN for all the series that we put out there for you guys. But should be a very, very good one out here tonight. The typical names have been showing their way towards the top in practice. Looks like it's about the same in qualifying as well, but this is a track that you're not going to get away right away. There's plenty of drafting here, and there's plenty of moves to be made, but the tires will wear in, and that's where I think you're going to start to see the breakaway just a little bit from those drivers that can really kind of manage those tires and still put in the good times. But good sized field out here tonight. Looks like 16 drivers in attendance for the season finale, so I am more than happy with that for this one. About 1 minute left in qualifying right now before we start this. It's going to be a 50-lap race here tonight, and again, the tire attrition is going to be certainly weighing on the minds of the drivers. 3 distinct corners, as we mentioned, and all 3 are modeled after other real life tracks out there. As turn 1 is and I always get them confused, but I believe it's turn 1 is modeled after Riverside. Turn 2 is modeled after Indianapolis, and then turn 3 modeled after the your New Hampshire and Milwaukee style tracks, just flat and a little bit tighter of a corner. But as they say, it's the tricky triangle up here, and well, we'll show you exactly the other thing that they talk about if I can get it up here. Somebody on the track, and right there, what turn number 4, because there is no turn number 4, but it's going to be 50 laps, turning 3 times here around Pocono, at least. Never know if any kind of overtime comes into play, but we are finished with qualifying, and we'll take a look down at the track and down at the results here for qualifying. And it is going to be, there we go, Alan Elwood on the pole by 0.167 over Ethan Workman, Nico Garcia, Dave Tilford, Dakota Camper, your top 5. Then you got Danny Ware, Matt Crockett, Josh Klinger, Daniel Wiles, Kevin Foster, your top 10. Dan Phelps, Dustin Phelps, John Crane, Cheyenne Cada, and Terry Jansen. Shane Therian rounding out your 16-car field. Shane not putting any time in. Not sure if he tried to and just didn't get the time in, or maybe got some damage along the way and couldn't put in a time. But really interesting to see over in that silver division again. Dave Tilford not that far behind, only 5 points behind Kevin Foster, and they've got 6 spots in between them right now, with Tilford qualifying in 4th, and your Premier Series Season 11 champion Kevin Foster looking to get 2 championships here in one season. But he's going to have a fight on his hands. He certainly knows his way around Pocono, but a lot of these drivers do. It's not going to be easy here tonight. We'll take a look at the drivers in the field one more time and show you their beautiful paint schemes here as they head out on to the track. to send a thank you out to everyone out there that's watching and loving everything that CRN has to offer. We got season 4 is going to be rolling a little bit differently. It's going to not just be a 10-race season. It's going to be a 20-race season, including playoffs, and it's going to go for the second half of the year. So these drivers wanted it. They wanted some playoff racing, and they're going to get it here for season number 4. But that is going to be starting in July, so a couple weeks off for the boys here in the CORE Xfinity Series, and then right back at it. We get the season finale for the CORE GT Series on Thursday night as well. Make sure you tune into that one, as we'll be crowning 3 new champions over there as well. But 50 laps here are going to determine 3 different champions, and it is Alan Elwood once again on the pole, grabbing yet another pole here on the season. He's certainly had his fair share of them this season. As taking a look back, I believe he's got 5 of them now. Yes, this is his 5th pole of this. Actually, sorry, 4th pole of the. No, I'm right. 5th pole of the season. I forgot he had in the season opener at Las Vegas. But pace car is ready to go. We're ready to go. Hopefully, you guys are as well. As the green flag is waving, and we are racing here at Pocono. Already fanning out 3-4 wide on the front stretch. Heading off into turn number 1. Great sounds of the cars ripping by the cameras. Good start by all the drivers, as a couple of them heading 2 by 2 into turn number 2, and get a little sketchy there on those cold, fresh tires. And now into turn number 3. Out of the corner for the first time, it is going to be Alan Elwood. As a man, 3, 4, 5, a lot of cars getting up there into the wall on that first time around. But it is going to be Alan Elwood leading the way out front over Ethan Workman, Nico Garcia, Dakota Camper, and Danny Ware doing battle back here for 3rd and 4th. I'm sorry, 4th and 5th, and then David Tilford, Josh Klinger, Daniel Wiles, Kevin Foster, and Dustin Feltz are going to round out your top 10. But a little sketchy start from probably about 4 or 5 drivers there towards the back, all touching that wall coming off of turn number 3. And it could be maybe a little arrow wash from some of the drivers coming off that corner. But all in all, pretty good start as battle back here for 7th place. Klinger to the inside in turn number 3 on Daniel Wiles. Seventy going to fall back in line. Maybe mount another charge here into turn number 1. Going to look to the inside, maybe a little dummy heading off in there. He's going to stick his nose down underneath, but it is still going to be Wiles in 7th place. Does not have his teammate out here, Moultrie, tonight to see if he can make a run at another chance to talk to me, not really us, one last time here this season. But hope to see them both back out there in season number 4. Back through the field as John Crane gets on by Cheyenne Cada. But Shane Therian, the man on the move, again started shotgun on the field, 16th place, already moving himself up into 10th as he's kind of leading this little gaggle towards the back of the field. He's got Phelps right behind him, then Crockett and Phelps doing battle. But Therian already up to 10th place. Again, not mathematically out of this thing just yet, but he's going to need a great finish, if not a win. And a little bit of help from the guys up front. But those guys up front aren't literally up front. Alan Elwood, the points leader coming in, is in 1st. And then 2nd place in the overall points. Danny Ware in 4th place right now. But a good start from all the drivers out here. And certainly not going anywhere is Ethan Workman in 2nd, as he's got Nico Garcia right behind him. And Nico's one that I feel like we've been kind of sleeping on the last couple of weeks, where he's just been quietly up there in the top 3, top 5, pretty much the entire race, and all of a sudden he's still there at the end of the race. So I'll point him out right now. Hopefully it does not jinx him at all, but he's running a good race right now in third. And really just a 0.6 of a second gap between first and second. And then you see the rest of the field still kind of hanging on to each other, and that draft is certainly going to help that. Five laps in the field, stretching out here just a little bit, single file right now, and we're going to see quite a lot of that, a little battle back here for 11th and 12th as Crockett goes to the inside of Phelps in turn number 2 and makes the pass to move up to 11th position. But other than that, the field is pretty spread out and single file at the moment. Closest battle right now is still between Wiles and Klinger coming off of turn number 3. So we'll take a ride on board here with Alan Elwood and show you a lap around Pocono and how much you kind of really have to work the throttle, especially coming off of these corners. Second lead already for Alan Elwood heading down the Long Pond Straight. And you see on the front stretch getting all the way up just over 190 miles an hour heading off into turn number 1, 185 in turn number 2. And then getting just over, or just under 180 there heading off into turn number 3. A lot of high speeds here. This thing is the length of a super speedway, but certainly does not have the banking that the other super speedways do, so you're not just flat-footing this thing around here. You need to work the throttle a little bit. 3-car battle here for 6th, 7th, and 8th right now. Tilford looks to the inside again. He needs to make sure he keeps plenty of cars in between him and Foster, and right now he's got no cars in between. He's got Foster right behind him, so Foster doing exactly what he needs to do, and that doesn't necessarily need to beat Tilford, all depending on the bonus points. There's a good chance he can finish behind Tilford if he's right behind him and still claim that silver championship. We did have a pass for second place as Nico Garcia gets the run out of turn number 3. And he did make the pass on the front stretch. See the battle right there between Danny Ware and Ethan Workman. Ware briefly got in front, but then it cycled back out, and Workman back in line. So we take you back live, and it looks like Ware did eventually make that pass on Workman anyway and move himself into 3rd position. Therian now catching the back half of the top 10 here as he is in 10th position and looking for more right behind Kevin Foster, your silver division leader right now. And this is not what Kevin wants to see. He doesn't want to see any cars get in the mix between him and Tilford, but that's what he's about to have here as Therian looking to move his way from all the way in the back to the front. To the inside, went Therian, but not going to happen just yet. Kevin Foster defending with all that he can to try and keep Therian behind as we are going to complete 10 laps this time by. So 5th of the race already done. Alan Elwood leading the way by about 2.5 seconds now over Nico Garcia, Danny Ware, and Ethan Workman. Dakota Camper making up your top 5. I'll have a chance to want to give a shout out to some of the unsung heroes here in the league, and that is the admins that help out with all the race reviews, all the questions, and all the things behind the scenes that don't really get talked about hardly at all, but are very, very important here to making this thing as successful as it is. So I thank all the admins out there, and thank my co-host, not necessarily tonight, since he's not here, but thank Jimmy Coder for riding along with me for this season and making this thing another season of success here for the CORE Xfinity Series. Looking at one of the best battles on the track, but another one about to brew up here and between teammates, as teammates are in the top 3 right now, but Danny Ware looking for a way around, and he looks like he's got one heading off into turn at number 3, and Ware's got to put the charge on here. Started back there in 6th position, doing a good job, made his way all the way through the field, now running in 2nd. Looks like Nico Garcia going to hang in behind him, tuck in behind. But they are 3 seconds behind the leader right now, Alan Elwood. And Ware has got to get up there and get ahead of Alan Elwood for a chance at this championship. Again, you know, because the points are so close, bonus points could be a big factor here in determining the champion. So it's going to be unofficial if it ends up being close like this at the end for sure. But good to see another one having a good run here, and that's Dakota Camper. As you know, he's certainly had his wear and tears this season, but running right now, making the pass up for 4th position on Ethan Workman. As Workman starting to slip back here a little bit, was running 2nd for quite some time, but now back into 5th, and he's got his hands full just trying to hold on to that, as Daniel Wiles now trying to get up there in the mix in the top 5. Is now all spread out, as so we had a couple pit stops as John Crane coming in there on lap number 12. Cheyenne Caden now in the pits as well. Terry Jansen seems to have fallen off the pace here a little bit. I didn't see any kind of issues for any of them, but Data still in pit lane right now. Looks like John Crane is back out on the track, but he is a lap down, and that can be very big. Again, he's got to be able to hold off the charge of Dan Phelps here to hold on to the bronze championship. And Dan right now just kind of plugging away back here in 13th position. But, I mean, he's realistically got to get himself a top 10, I think, to have a chance at this bronze championship before this thing is over. Looks like Cheyenne Caden may have come back out of the pits, and as, yes, she did. She just came out into turn number 1 there. But Alan Elwood leading the way almost out to a 4-second lead right now. And that is a sizable gap here. Well out of drafting range for anybody, and just about out of vision for some of these drivers, as he's got 4 seconds on Danny Ware, and he got another about 1.5 seconds back to Nico Garcia. Dakota Camper, Daniel Wiles, your top 5. Ethan Workman's now slipped back to 6th position. Josh Klinger, Dave Tilford, Kevin Foster still holding on to 9th place. Shane Therian back there in 10th. And you got Matt Crockett, Dustin Phelps, Dan Phelps, Terry Jansen, John Crane, and Cheyenne Cannon rounding out your field. But bit of a battle off the corner now. Dakota Camper looking to try and make a move here on Nico Garcia to move himself up into 3rd position as they head off down into the tunnel turn. Drivers making their way into pit lane here. That being leaders up at the front. Danny Ware in the pits early. We're going to try and short pit to try and gain some time on Alan Elwood. Daniel Wiles also in the pits with him here on lap number 16. See if you have any more takers this time by. Yes, your leader into the pits, as is 2nd and 3rd and 4th. Looks like this is the lap everyone wants to go into the pits. Josh Klinger getting in there pretty deep. Not sure if he got a warm up in time. We'll see if he's got any kind of penalty, but yeah, a mass entrance there for the entire field, and we'll see if the rest of them coming in. Yeah, Dan Phelps coming in as well. Harry Jansen, the last one out there, yet to come in the pits. We'll see if he makes his left-hand turn into pit lane this time. Looks like he is going to stay out. We'll see if he's got enough to maybe lead a lap here in the CORE Xfinity Series. He's got around everybody. Just needs to make it back to the line now, and Terry Jansen will lead a lap here on the season finale. But coming out of the pits, looks like Alan Elwood gonna come out, but you see Danny Ware on the outside. The short pit working out very nicely for Danny Ware, and not just the short pit, but he had a really good pit time overall. And we'll try and bring it up here right now if I can find it here. Stops. So the time just in his pit box was about 0.4 of a second quicker, but overall, there we go, his pit lane time, you see, was almost a full second faster. So between that and the pitting early, he's got himself the lead, and now potentially has himself on the same strategy as your leader, as we have our caution out here. Terry Jansen, not sure if he ran out of fuel there or not, and that looks exactly like what happened here. Terry Jansen running out of fuel on the backstretch is going to bring out a caution, try to limp it back around, but just a little bit too slow and had to stop in turn number 2. First caution here on the track. And we'll see what happens with the field. I mean, they just came in the pits. I don't see them coming back in here. Track position not crucial. You can make passes here, Pocono, but it seems like, it gets into a train very quickly, and you're kind of follow leader for a while. I don't know if I'd see Danny Ware, Alan Elwood, or even Daniel Wiles, really anybody in the top 5 coming into the pits, having just come in there and being in the top 5 and not wanting to work their way back up through the field. But taking a look again at our championship drivers, Danny Ware in front right now. Alan Elwood in second. Would be extremely, extremely tight for the championship. Over in the silver division, David Toford still ahead of Kevin Foster, but only by 1 position, and that's not going to be enough to get him the silver championship. John Crane running in 14th position right now, but he's only right behind Dan Phelps. So Dan Phelps not doing enough yet to gain on Crane for the bronze division championship, but still a lot of racing gets it going. We got some maybe takers, maybe fake outs here. And now the field is gonna come in here. So very interesting. I honestly didn't think we'd see this many guys coming into the pits. With Danny Ware in, Alan Elwood, Shane Therian, Nico Garcia, Matt Crockett, Dan Phelps, John Crane, all in the pits on this time by. That's going to give the lead to Daniel Wiles, Dakota Camper, Ethan Workman, Josh Klinger, and David Topher. Now going to be your top 5. I mean, I don't think, I don't think we're going to see any kind of tires, but look at that. Just like that, the lead between Elwood and Ware has switched back again as Elwood gets a much better trip through pit lane and gets the position back on Danny Ware. So how big is that going to play into the factor at the end of the night, where we're going to see here in another 31 laps? But man, almost halfway already in this season finale, and the whole season's been really great, and we've seen a lot of different names come to the series, and a lot of really good racing, and a lot of really good drivers for sure coming into the field, and not exactly making it easy for anybody. Yeah, looking to crown some new names at the top of the championship here at the end, and really who's going to tame this tricky triangle to finish this thing out and avoid any kind of big mistakes, because turn 2 can certainly bite you coming out of the corner if you're not taking it carefully, and even if you catch the apron the wrong way. Turn 3, it's kind of the same thing. You come out of turn 3 onto that front stretch, and if you're drifting out just a little bit too hard of an angle, you're going to smack that outside wall, and it may not bring out a caution, which you were desperately going to need if you do hit that wall and need to take that fast repair. But we'll see how the drivers handle it, as we're going to have 30 laps to go here at the line. So as we approach the halfway point here in the finale, who you guys got? I certainly know who Lucia and Mama Kelly are going to be pulling for in regards to the race overall, but certainly the Silver Championship. But you know, who do you got for the race win here tonight? Who do you got for the gold division? Who do you got for the silver, the bronze? Who do you think's going to pull this thing off and come home a Season 3 champion? And I mean, Season 4 already out there. The schedule again is going to start on July 9th at the Nashville Superspeedway, and a really good looking schedule. And we're actually going to be returning right here to Pocono in about a month's time for race number 2 and another 50 laps for the regular season. But it'll end up being 15 regular season races, which the drivers will be allowed to drop 3. Then we'll have 4 playoff races where the drivers will drop 1 race, and then a championship race that'll end up being on December 17th. So somebody's gonna have an early Christmas at Auto Club Speedway with Season 4 championship on the line. But we gotta decide Season 3 yet, and we're about to go back green. The pace car lights are out, and it's gonna be Daniel Wiles, Dakota Camper on the front row, Ethan Workman, Josh Klinger on the second row. Your early leaders, Alan Elwood, Nico Garcia, Danny Ware, they're buried at the back half of the top 10 right now, and don't exactly have fresh tires. They got more fuel than everybody else, but the pace car is off. Kevin Foster blinking a little bit there on the front stretch, but we are back racing, and a big shove there by Ethan Workman to get Daniel Wiles out there into the lead, and it worked out very nicely. Still side by side, going back through the field though, heading off into turn number 1. Big incident, and it involves some championship contenders, one of them being the 8 of Kevin Foster. Looks like Dustin Phelps involved as well, and it's going to bring us under another quick caution here. Caution number 1, bringing a second caution here, and we've seen it the first time coming through there. A lot of guys getting into the wall on those cold tires out of turn number 3. This time it looks like turn number 1 claimed some victims, and I'll have to take it back and take a look at that one more time in slow-mo, but 3 wide, and the 77 and 8 get together, sends the 8 into the 26, and nearly taken out Danny Ware as well. Shane Thurian gets to the inside and gets his way around, but bad impact for the 8, and you see heavy damage. He was able to limp back and make it into pit lane, but that is going to be a fast repair absolutely needed for the 8 team, and he is going to need to fight his way back through this thing. The Premier Series champion has got a fight on his hands now. David Tilford did make it through that crash, and looks like he's going to line up in 6th place, at least at the time being, as we'll get you back live now. And we'll see if anybody is takers here for this quick pit stop, as now we are going to be passing halfway while we're under this caution, but big turn of events there for some of them. Foster was able to get in, get that fast repair, and get back out. He's going to start at the tail end of the field, but at least that car is back clean, and he's got a chance to get back in the mix of this thing. A few guys still staying out, but a couple coming in for sure, and that being Dakota Camper, Nico Garcia, Matt Crockett, Dan Phelps, John Crane, all coming into the pits. Daniel Wiles, Ethan Workman, Josh Klinger, Alan Elwood, Dave Tilford, Danny Ware, and Shane Thurian are going to be the 7 that stay out. And it looks like Terry Jansen trying to get to the outside to get around and get his lap back, and he's going to do so. He'll be back on the lead lap. That'll give us 14 drivers still on the lead lap here. And that's how quickly it can happen. Just a 3-wide battle coming off the corner, and 2 cars getting together, and it looked like it could have certainly caused a major wreck, taking out 3, 4, 5 cars, but looks like only damage to maybe 3 of them, that being Phelps, Foster, and Nico Garcia, who are both back in the pits right now getting some extra service done. And I don't think there's anything too major to Nico Garcia. It looks like he may have taken a fast repair anyway, because I don't really see any scratches on that 26 car as it stands. Dustin Phelps is still in pit lane, and he is a few laps down now, so he may not have had a fast repair, or maybe had a tow back to pit lane to get back in this thing. But again, that's how quickly it can happen. That's how quickly not only this race can go down the tubes, but a chance at a championship. And keep in mind, these drivers, again, all do have the drop race on the season, so depending on where they finish here tonight, may end up being a drop race for them. So that's why, again, at the end of the race, I can give you my best guesstimate of where the points are, but it is unofficial until we get the final word from our points guru, and that being Dave Tilford. And well, he's controlling the points, and he's in the points battle, so we have to take a second look and make his official results official after everything is said and done. But pace car lights should be out this time by, and indeed they are. So we're going to double file the drivers back up here, and we are going to take the green flag, and half of the race is over. Half of the race still yet to come, as we're going to have 25 laps to go when Barney drops that green flag. Once again, shout out to everyone out there that is tuning in here for the season finale. If you haven't done so yet, hit that like and subscribe. Get you in touch with everything that CRN has to offer, as we've got plenty of racing and got multiple streams going right now. As I know Jimmy's, where they're covering the Mars race. We got the CORE Xfinity here tonight. UCRL is taking some time off at the moment, so no UCRL broadcast after this one, as their season completed a couple weeks ago. But we've got plenty of racing here really at the beginning of the week for sure, but just about every night of the week here on CRN. Keeps us busy, keeps you guys with something to watch for sure, and it's most all good racing here. And I'm looking forward to Thursday night as well with the CORE GT Series crowning their champions over there for season number 7, as we've got 4 champions, actually technically 5 if you include the overall for the GT3, but it's going to be very interesting. And same thing for that one, season 8 already in the mix, and that one's going to be starting July 11th at Brands Hatch. But this one is halfway over, halfway yet to come. Daniel Wiles is going to be your control car at the front. We're going to get started here once again. 25 laps to go, and we are racing again at Pocono. Lead start by the 48, heading off onto the backstretch. Make it through this lap here, and it is Daniel Wiles at the front of the field. Ethan Workman back up into second, Alan Elwood in third, Danny Ware and Shane Therian rounding out your top 5. Another lap completed here, and Daniel Wiles in the lead. Alan Elwood up into second place, and certainly is going to be looking to get up to the lead very quickly. He's got his championship contender, Danny Ware, back in 5th position. Over in the silver division, Tim Foster may have had that issue, but he's ahead of Dave Tilford at the moment. He's in 9th place, David Tilford in 10th. And then back in 12th and 13th, you got Dan Phelps and John Crane for the Bronze Division Championship. But again, Phelps has got to have more positions in between him and Crane to have a chance at locking down the championship here. But out front, Daniel Wiles still locking down that lead, and would love to finish this season on a high note. It's been a bit of a rough up and down season for the guys over there at America Racing, for both Daniel Wiles and for Mike Moultrie. Mike Moultrie did have the one win at Darlington, but I mean, it's rough. Competition is very, very difficult to get a top 5 in the CORE Xfinity Series at the moment. I mean, there's just so much talent from top to bottom, and I mean, these guys were the class of the field, and they still certainly have plenty of talent, but again, it's not easy just to get yourself up there in the mix. And good to see the 48 back out in the lead, but he's going to have company very, very soon, as Alan Elwood is already pulling away from 3rd place. Shane Therian, who again started back of the field, is up 13 positions into 3rd place right now, and once again came in 3rd place in the points. Mathematically still in it. If there's issues for the 5 and for the 100 here tonight, he can still reach up and snatch this championship away from them. So they need to make sure they keep that 3 in mind. But the 5 of Elwood is right now knocking on the back door of Daniel Wiles. battle in the back as Dakota Camper gets very close to sliding into the 26, Nico Garcia off of turn number 2. As he's going to get himself inside and into 7th place. And right behind, David Tilford almost sends it into the inside there of Kevin Foster as he knows he needs to get around that 8-4 chance. But side by side, the 21 and 26 at the line. Give that one to Nico Garcia, but they've got Josh Klinger right in front of him and maybe hold him up a little bit as it got very close at the front there with Therian, Workman, and Ware. As Workman moved himself into 3rd place right now, Ware trying to find a way around. Good run off of turn number 1 as, man, we've got 20 laps to go, but these guys are battling like it's 2 to go. Ware with a power move into turn number 2 there, moving himself back up into 3rd place. So now it is, 4th place. It's as Alan Elwood now working around Daniel Wiles and new leader, same as the old leader, and that is the 5 of Alan Elwood. And Wiles gets wicked tight coming out of turn number 3 and hard impact into the outside wall. He's going to lose a ton of time to Elwood. And it's going to allow 3rd, 4th, and 5th to close right back in on him as well. The good news for Dan Phelps is John Crane is definitely off pace here tonight. He has already one lap down in 14th position, really struggling keeping that Jordan number 11. Just getting around this track here, and not too long from now, the leaders are going to be closing in on him again to put him a 2nd lap down. But Phelps still back there in that 12th position and starting to lose the back of the pack himself. And he's got to really get up there and be challenged again for a top 10 to have a chance at this bronze championship. But out front, it is Alan Elwood, Daniel Wiles in 2nd, Shane Therian, Danny Ware, and Ethan Workman, your top 5. You got Klinger, Camper, Garcia, Foster, and Tilford, your top 10. As we have a little visitor here joining us with 18 laps to go. Jimmy, it looks like we've got a heck of a battle here tonight for all 3 of our championships, and I think you're coming in here at the right time. We got 18 to go, and this thing is far from over as we've seen a couple cautions here tonight, and one more caution can certainly mix this thing up, but welcome to the booth and welcome to the season finale here at the CORE Xfinity Series.
Yeah, he's had a tough one over there at Nashville Super Speedway, covering for the Moores Racing Series, and for covering for Dylan here for tonight as they're kicking off their season for week number 2. But definitely wanted to hop over here and see how things are turning out, and make sure you get to tell these guys congratulations on when they can finally get their race finished up.
Absolutely, and it's been a heck of a run so far, especially for for some of the normals. As you got Alan Elwood out here looking for win number 5, looking to win half the races on the season and take home the gold championship and the overall championship, as he thought it was out of the mix after he missed a couple races. Daniel Wiles having a nice night here and a good night on the season here to finish for the 48, as he'd love to come home in 2nd place. Shane Therian came in 20 points behind Alan Elwood in the gold division, and he is 2 positions behind him right now. The guy in 2nd, only 2 points back coming in. Danny Ware is in 4th place right now, and he really needs to get up there, get himself at least into 2nd place to have a chance at Alan Elwood, depending on where the bonus points fall. Ethan Workman rounding out your top 5 right now. Over in the silver division, Kevin Foster came in with a 5-point lead over Dave Tilford, and these guys are neck and neck, and Tilford is looking for every way around him right now as they battle for 9th and 10th. But, man, I mean, it's what you want to see, Jimmy. It's what we talk about all the time. We'd love to see the championships come down to the end of the season, come down to the last race. I mean, when you have one championship determined by 2 points, another one determined by 5 points, and even the bronze, only 17 points in between Crane and Phelps, certainly not out of the mathematical equation. It's awesome to see.
Yeah, it's always a great system that's in play here at CORE racing, and for those drivers to be able to contend with each other, even if they're not winning the races week in and week out, to be able to have some great runs. But yeah, just looking forward to watching these last and final 15 laps as these drivers continue to battle for these championships, and just have put a great season out there for themselves and all the fans out there watching here on CRN. So I can't thank everybody that comes out and watches week in and week out enough for supporting all the drivers out here and doing what they like to do, and trying to entertain everybody as well. So, but let's get this thing down to the end here, Carmel, and we'll see who walks away the winner and who walks away the champion for each and every division.
As we watch this battle here for 7th, 8th, and 9th, as Foster getting in the mix here as well. There's actually a little bit of battle going on up at the front, and it's not because of passing on the track. It's because of the final pit stops taking place. Daniel Wiles, Danny Ware, Matt Crockett all in the pits this time by. All the drivers will need to make one more pit stop before this thing is over. But while these guys are heading around the track, and we need to do it one last time. We need to do a little Love to Hear It, as before we do that, Nico Garcia on the wall there a little bit more into the wall, as Dave Topher going to go to the inside now, with Kevin Foster looking to the inside on Josh Klinger. But okay, now as we have a chance to breathe, we will go ahead and turn the mics off and give everyone out there in Sierra Nation one more CORE Xfinity Love to Hear It. Caution on the speedway again, 11 laps to go, and it is another championship contender, and this is the man that was second place in the gold and overall division. Danny Ware having a bit of a moment here on the outside, and looks like our friend Mr. Netcode getting involved again. Or maybe not again, but the first time here tonight, but we'll take a look at it one more time on the outside here of Terry Jansen, and they go to enter the corner, and looks like right there, just not sure if the 100 got loose by himself or if it was Netco, but then contact with the 78 sends the 100 sideways, and man, this is not when you want to be having an issue. I mean, we seen 2 weeks ago the 100 spin himself, go 3 or 4 laps down and make his way all the way back up through the field. But now we're going to be under 10 laps to go, and Alan Elwood has been the class of the field this entire time here. He's in 3rd place right now as it stands, but both Dakota Camber and Dan Phelps need to come into the pits yet. But Dan Phelps up into 2nd place right now. Again, he's going to gain 17 points on John Crane, who is stuck back there 1 lap down in 14th. This is definitely the caution that 85 wanted to see, and right now only the top 10 on the lead lap. So Phelps and Camper will get a free pit stop here and remain inside the top 10. We'll see how many of that top 10 come into the pits, and if they all come in, it allows Nico Garcia, Klinger, Jansen, Crane all the option to stay out and get that lap back. But I would think there's going to be some guys elected to stay out, considering they just came in the pits, and track position is what it is here at Pocono. 10 laps to go right now. When we get back going green, it's going to be about 7 or 8. So this is the money stop for anyone coming in here. And yeah, here come our 1st and 2nd place drivers right now.
Yeah, they're going to come down and make sure they have the fresh tires to the end, and it could benefit them, even though some drivers just came down here recently. 9 laps to go at Pocono. Can seem like an eternity, especially with the 3 distinct corners that I'm sure Carl talked about at the beginning of the race. So these drivers are nowhere by means anywhere out of it, but definitely have a challenge to come up through the field.
So as it cycles out here, it is going to be Alan Elwood at the front, Daniel Wiles in 2nd, Shane Theory and Ethan Workman in your top 4. Matt Crockett now all the way up into 5th position, so a nice timely caution there for the 10 team as well. And then you got David Tilford ahead of Kevin Foster right now, 6th and 7th, though. I don't think one position is going to be enough for that number 12 to get it done, but if he's kept it clean, Kevin Foster clearly has not. Getting involved in that one incident, and that bonus points could determine the championship. Danny Ware looks like he's going to come out in 8th place, and he did obviously have the faster pair available for him, so he's certainly not out of the mix right now. But when he's got his championship contender, the 5 of Alan Elwood, all the way at the front of the pack, and he's looked very, very strong here tonight, it's going to be a big, big uphill battle for this 100 to have a chance at the overall and the gold championship. Dakota Camper going to be 9th. Dan Phelps is going to come out there in 10th, and again, he's actually only 3 spots ahead of John Crane right now, who sits in 13th position. The 2nd car 1 lap down, as we only have 2 cars out of the race. Cheyenne Cada exiting out early on. She's going to finish in 16th. Dustin Phelps out in 15th position. 3 cars 1 lap down. The other 11 on the lead lap as Nico Garcia got the wave around. And it looks like John Crane going to come in, since he is going to remain a lap down, get some service done. But we should be doubling up, and yes, indeed, we are. We're going to double this thing up. Pace car lights are out at the line. We're going to be 7 laps to go. Jimmy, like you said, the last 7 at Pocono are going to feel like an eternity. And I mean, this track, we talked about the 3 different corners here. A lot of drivers look at this track almost like a road course as an oval.
Yeah, it's really hard to have a setup be perfect for this track. So it's really about obviously it's setups that are fixed setups here, but so they have to figure it out how to drive the car here. But even when you're out here and you don't allow an open setup, it's so hard to set up a perfect setup because of those corners. And here being on the fixed setup, it's really learning how to drive that car to the best of their ability to get around here as quick as they can. You talked about Alan Elwood as strong as he is. One simple mistake can lead to his demise here tonight, and allow Daniel Wiles or Shane Theory to work their way up past him. And you see Matt Crockett there sitting in P5, and not always the fastest driver out there, but a lot of times it's one of the cleanest and sometimes even the most consistent. So you never know who can win out here. You know, there's very few points separating a lot of these championship spots, and you know, anything can happen here 8 laps to go, especially with the championship on the line.
Once again, it's going to be 7 at the line, but that's what the schedule is. It doesn't necessarily mean we're going to end on that. If we need overtime, we will take the overtime. But we're going to give it to Alan Elwood here, as he is a control car, and he is on the loud pedal. We are racing again here at Pocono. Good start for the top 4 as they sneak out here a little bit. Danny Ware, you see, already looking to try and go somewhere, anywhere, to make his way up through the field as quick as possible. They head off into 1.
Try to push that car as hard as possible and try to...
The yellow flag is out.
And we've got another caution right away. This one involved Dakota Camper. Didn't look like anybody else got involved in this one. 21 just getting a little bit loose, maybe running up into 100, braking a little bit. And oh, actually, I did not see that. So definitely another car getting involved, and that is the 70 of Josh Klinger. Just nowhere to go, and T-bones the 21. Let's take a look at that one more time, and take a look at it from the point of view here of Josh Klinger, and not from the right rear suspension. That's not going to show us anything. But see, he's already blocked out by Nico Garcia in front, and you see a car like that, and you're happy because you see him sliding down to the bottom, and then all of a sudden that snap right there, and yeah, Klinger's got nowhere to go, but right in the kitchen of Dakota Camper right there. Hard impact for the 70 and the 21. He's going to bring out another caution here. But more importantly now, we're going to be inside 5 laps. And, I mean, even inside 5 laps is very long here at Pocono. Hell, a green-white checkered is long here at Pocono. But it gets the drivers a little bit more on edge. And, you know, we really haven't seen hard racing bring out cautions. I mean, our first caution was brought out by Terry Jansen. We're not out of fuel. We had another one, you know, brought out by just a real close 3-wide battling. Another one right here, brought out by just a guy kind of just getting a little bit loose coming out on cold tires. Not necessarily from, you know, guys roughing each other up, but Jimmy, we're going to have pretty close to a green-white checkered here, and it's the season finale. It's going to be elbows out here at this point.
You know, I'm thinking if I need to be in front of X driver, I am going to do what I can to get in front to try to win my championship, whatever division you're in. If you're trying to go for the race, so maybe you're Shane Therian or Daniel Wiles, and maybe you're trying to get an overall win here tonight just to kind of close the season out. And those elbows are going to, you know, go out. You know, people are going to be blocking, people are going to be looking for every move. This track is super wide. I mean, there's obviously down through the tunnel turn number 3, you know, it closes up quickly, but everybody from all the way from the start to, you know, that point of the track are going to be just fighting for every single inch of the track to try to finish this thing out. I think we're going to see some great battling, hopefully some great green flag battling, and somebody does push it to the point to spin somebody out and take away, you know, that person's race just because they pushed the car a little bit too hard. So it's a fine edge of call, you know, especially trying to win a championship or race and being this close to the end.
Well, some happy news for the 85 of Dan Phelps there, as the 11 of John Crane was second in line there to Josh Klinger. So Klinger involved in the incident. He's not going to get the lucky dog, and obviously John Crane won't either. So that is what Dan Phelps needs to have happen. He is still in the lead lap. He's still in the top 10 and still has a shot at this championship, but he's going to have to get elbows out, legs out. I mean, bring a baseball bat. He's going to have to bang his way up there into the top 10 to have a chance at this bronze championship. Again, coming in 17 points behind. So, you know, if you're looking at it just by positions, he's going to have to beat Crane by 8 positions, all depending on how the bonus points fall, obviously, and even drop races. But, you know, right now he's sitting about 5 spots ahead of Crane currently, and it's not going to be enough just there. He's in the top 10. He's on the lead lap. He's got a shot. So not out of it just yet, but Alan Elwood looking pretty good at the front. He's got his closest competitor, one that came in second. Danny Ware is back there in 7th. The man that came in 3rd, his other teammate, Shane Therian, in 2nd place right now, but he's going to have to gain a bunch of points, more than just a win is going to do it here for Shane Therian. He's going to get Alan Elwood to have something really bad happen to him. But we are going to come back to the line here, and it is going to be 3 laps to go. So it's not going to be a green-white checker. We're going to keep that in the bag. If we end up getting another quick caution, we will have a green-white checker to end this thing. But as it stands right now, we will have 2 green flags before we see the white flag and then the checkered flag here on this season.
Yeah, don't count them out yet. And obviously, we have green-white checkers in place to make sure we have some good finishes in case something does happen. And sometimes you start thinking about do the drivers have enough fuel and stuff like that, because this isn't the shortest of tracks out here. I know that there's pace laps, but I'm sure they should be good to go with fuel regardless of whether you checker or not. But you never know, somebody was trying to skimp and be a little bit lighter on fuel, taking that chance to go to the end. But the lights are off on the pace car, getting ready to go.
It's going to be in the hands and the feet of Alan Elwood. Shane Therian in 2nd, Daniel Wiles, Ethan Workman picking up row number 2, Matt Crockett rounding out your top 5. Then you got Dave Tilford, Danny Ware, Kevin Foster, Nico Garcia, Dan Phelps, your top 10. And worth noting, Dave Tilford right now 2 spots ahead of Kevin Foster, with 5 points separating them. So mathematically, David Tilford would need to finish 3 spots ahead. But again, bonus points are very big. Tilford is where he needs to be. Alan Elwood is where he needs to be, and he is back on the loud pedal. And we are racing again here at Pocono. 3 laps to go.
They spread out like they normally do here at Pocono, going down to turn 1. You see them fanning all over the place, trying to get every inch of track possible there up front as the 20 makes a move underneath the 3, trying to take away P93. Matt Crockett sitting there in 4th or 5th place, so trying to fend off Dave Tilford. Dave Tilford wanting to get around, get a couple more spots there in front of Kevin Foster. But Kevin Foster is right on the number 12's back bumper, even looking to the inside to maybe possibly get around to secure his spot in that championship, knowing that if he had incidents, 20 getting 48 get tagged, but they keep it going straight.
Definitely, like we said, elbows out here as they head across the Digger Camp. And they will see the 2 to go this time by, as Alan Elwood is your leader and trying to do everything he can to break that draft down the front stretch. Looking back a little bit further in the field, and you see that 8 of Kevin Foster has made his way around at David Tilford. He is up there now into 6th position, but Tilford right behind as Foster gets held up a little bit by Crockett. Tilford needs to get back past the 8 if he wants a chance at finishing at the top of the Silver Division, coming in 2nd on last night in the MX5 series was David Tilford. Doesn't want to be the unofficial Chris Hamilton here and be another bridesmaid and finishing 2nd in the points. I'm sure now looks to the outside of the 8 of Foster, heading down into turn number 3, but now he's going to get caught on the outside. Nico Garcia to the inside. 4 cars under a blanket right there. You got Danny Ware right behind. But coming to the line, white flag in the air for Alan Elwood. 1 more lap to go, 2.5 miles. And if he can keep it straight, keep it on the track, and keep it in 1st place, he's going to grab his 5th win of the season and the gold and the overall championship. But this thing is far from over for the rest of the division. Dan Phelps falling back to 11th, so not making the charge that he needed to. Keep an eye here on Kevin Foster. Dave Tilford has fallen back a little bit, and now he's got Dakota Camper on his inside as well, so not exactly the final lap that he wanted to see, and could be finding himself again with another silver medal as gets into the wall, almost gets into Danny Ware on the exit of the corner. But coming in and through turn number 3 one final time. He's got 5 on the door. He's got 5 wins on the season, and now he's got a CORE championship under his belt. Alan Elwood your winner here tonight, your overall champion, your Gold Division champion. Heck of a season for the 5. Shane Therian going to bring it home in second place. Ethan Workman in third. Daniel Wiles, a good top 5 finish, going to bring it home in the 4th. Kevin Foster bringing it home in 5th, and should be more than enough to get him that silver championship and give him 2 championships in 1 season here in CORE. Certainly going to love that. Matt Crockett going to come home in 6th. Nico Garcia, Danny Ware, Dakota Camper, David Tilford going to fall all the way back to 10th place. Dan Phelps in 11th. Josh Klinger, Terry Jansen, John Crane, Dustin Feltz, and Cheyenne Cada going to round out your field. Crane should have finished up there high enough, or I should say Dan Phelps didn't finish up there high enough to claim the bronze. So John Crane should be your bronze division champion, and we'll try and bring as many guys in here for an interview to wrap this season up, as they absolutely well deserved it here tonight. But none more so than the 5 of Alan Elwood. He's had one heck of a season. Certainly a deserving champion. Did not make it easy on himself, missing 2 races. He can miss 1, that's a drop race, but he missed the second one, and thought pretty early that he was going to be out of this thing. But he is now the one celebrating on the front stretch. I mean, go ahead, wreck it, take all the fenders off the car. You don't need them anymore. You got a couple weeks to fix that car for season 4. Congrats to the 5 of Elwood.
Yeah, big shout out to, not only Elwood for winning the championship, and, I always say big shout out to our division champions, and just a big shout out to everybody that's participated this season. We wouldn't have anything if we wouldn't be out in the area covering Xfinity without drivers on the track. So thanks for coming out. Thanks for putting on a good show for the fans out there, and it's just group of people to have people to compete with and all that stuff. So you might not have won a race this time around, but you never know what's going to happen next season. It could be your season, so just keep giving it a good try and putting in that seat time in, and we doing stuff like Alan Elwood up here winning 6 races in a year during the season.
Just working on getting the top drivers here in for their interviews, but I mean, heck of a season. We talked about it was certainly some parity at the beginning. I mean, 5 wins on a season is pretty remarkable here for the 5. But it's been a lot of good battling, a lot of really good racing, and a lot of good drivers here in the series. Just makes it so tough, and it really makes the the 5 wins that much more impressive.
Yeah, I mean, it's one thing to come out here and be able to win a race, and then to win 5 in a season, and then just and miss a race and still win a championship. He's overcome a lot of things. So I mean, we're gonna get our time in here with Alan, I'm sure, here towards the end, and it's just. It shows that he has the talent to go out there, and it's just something for the other drivers to to strive for, and to kind of mimic, or maybe get in touch with Alan and see what things that maybe somebody can do to be just a little bit better. There's a lot of drivers out there, they usually tend to, especially within a league, they tend to help each other out just a little bit. Maybe not during the season or the week that you're competing against them, but they a lot of times people are pretty nice about sharing, and maybe getting out there and giving you a helping hand if you're really struggling with something. A lot of times that people they get out there and they try and they just continue to struggle, but all you gotta do is just open your mouth and get somebody out there to maybe just correct that one little thing that you're doing wrong, and you could find yourself another half a second, because you're doing something that you just created a bad habit out of, just thinking that you know how to drive. And because I know I have. So there's definitely a lot of things that you can learn off them faster drivers if you want to compete up front. So, and if not, you need just enjoy getting out there racing. It's always a good place to get out there and learn, and you don't get any better unless you get some seat time. So each car handles a little differently, and I know this season here for this series is just the Xfinity cars, and they're planning on coming back next season after a small break and getting back out there on the track. So you already got a leg up, you already got time in the car, you already know how these cars handle So it's just learning from week in and week out and taking each week and progressively you'll get a little bit faster. And even though you're racing the same people and so you're getting the same results, run an official, you'll see what you've learned come into fruition and be out there and be able to see that you actually are getting better. Like you can actually see it. It's hard to see within a league when you're racing around the same people every week, but it's definitely a helping thing. And like I said, I can't thank all the people that come out to race us and all the people that come out to watch us, and that's why we're up in the booth doing what we do.
Well, let's bring some more people up here in the booth and give them their due. And we'll start with our top three here tonight. And third place tonight is going to be the 020 of Ethan Workman. And Ethan, another race, you were up here battling inside the top five pretty much the entire night. Got a little mixed up and jumbled up with some of the pit strategies and the cautions kind of falling out. But overall, I mean, this track is big enough that if you kind of pit off cycle, you're still going to be up there on the lead lap if a caution comes out. And you found yourself up there with a chance up there in the top five to finish this thing out. Did you feel like you had a chance at all to get up there a little further in the top three?
I felt like this is a good end to the season for me. I feel like this is probably where I should have finished. I felt like Alan had the fastest car, he had the best strategy, and also he was able to drive the car harder than any of us and save his tires, so I give props to Alan on that. But I think it was just a battle for second on back pretty much that whole race.
I mean, overall, you had a good season. I mean, you started off pretty hot with a bunch of top three and back-to-back top twos to start the season, and it really seemed like it was going to be a tough season for everybody else trying to catch you. But some hiccups along the way made you fall back a little bit in the season. Is there anything you could point to that this was kind of the turning point for me? Do you feel like there was if you can go back, there was still a shot at this championship?
I'd say the turning point to that was probably as soon as the 1.5 miles got away, and I believe Darlington was that turning point, honestly. Yeah, we don't talk about Darlington. Yeah,
exactly. Well, there's a couple of tracks that I don't like talking about in season 4 coming up here, but Darlington being one of them. But overall, I mean, it was a good season. You had a lot of good finishes up there, and you were kind of. I mean, there's a lot of good talent here in this Xfinity Series, and you were up there in the mix with them and battling for the lead in just about every race at one point or another. So, do you feel like overall it was a successful season?
I'd say for the competitiveness of this season, it has grown a lot since I've raced last time in, I believe, season 1 of the Xfinity Series. So I am proud to end the season on a good note, at least. Clean car, 0x and everything. But I'll be happy to race next season.
Gotta lick your wounds from this one, get the car back in shape, and head back out there. I get it. I totally get it. Well, congrats on another top 3 here on the season, and I mean top 10 in the points for what that's worth. But who do you want to give a shout out to or thanks to before we let you go?
I would like to thank the Ancient World Gaming Organization mid-season for me joining along their team and family. And I'd like to also give a shout out to Howling Wolf Auto, which is my team in this league. And I'd like to also give a shout out to Storm Setup Shop, Future of Setups, and that's pretty much about it.
All right, well, once again, congrats on the top 3 here tonight, and hopefully you see you next season competing for at least one win. I know you're good enough to get out there and compete for the wins out there, so we'll see if we can get that 020 in the victory lane.
Oh, yeah, I'm excited for the schedule next season.
All right. Congrats again here tonight. We'll let you go celebrate.
Thank you.
That is third place finisher here tonight, the 020 of Ethan Workman. Second place here tonight, Jimmy, why don't you go ahead and take the 3? He went from the back and almost all the way to the front, that being Shane Therian here in second place.
Hey, Jimmy and Carl in the booth. You copy?
I got you.
Hey man, I wasn't here for a big chunk of this race, but here in front of you, coming from the back to the front and to finish second place here tonight is a feat in itself. And you've had a great season for the most excuse me, the most part, and it's been a thrill kind of watching you here week in and week out. But I wanted to say congratulations on the second place and kind of give you a little bit of time to give us your side of the story, how your race went tonight.
Race went good. I actually had a weird bug happen in qualifying. I crossed the finish line before with 2 seconds remaining on the clock, and it didn't count it. So I crossed the line, it kicked me out of the thing.
It's gotta be Pocono. I'm from Pennsylvania. I've been to the track a million times. I mean, and it's gotta be the water or something.
If it's anything like the internet, it was just timing and scoring being just a little delayed. Yeah.
Because the time I ran would have put me third, so I was like, oh sweet, third. And nope, started last. So yeah. I just had to, the cautions played out. I wasn't gonna get anywhere, maybe top 5, maybe, or close to top 5 if it stayed green, but it worked out. I had nothing for Alan, even though he was on 2 tires, I was on 4. The dude is just a machine. I've been racing him for years now, and it's impossible to beat this dude when he's.
You need to start digging in his pockets and get some of his tricks, and maybe see what kind of grip hacks he's having on here, because he got his qualifying time in just fine. So, but you did great out there, man. You always come out here and you put on a great show for everybody. It's fun to watch your race, and you guys got a good team there, and it's it's been a blast up here in the booth. The time that I've got to spin up in the booth here with Carl, just watching you guys just out there just wrecking the track and just doing what you guys need to do, getting great finishes. So congratulations on your second place finish again, and I'll give you a little time for any shouts that you may have there. And at number 3.
Yeah, just shout out the Elwood guys, and me, Danny, Nico, and Alan, and then the league for having me. I know I cost them his shoes there 1 race or 2, but yeah, Alan asked me if I'm going to come back next season. I gave him the green light, so going to get ready for next season and hope to give Alan a run for his money here.
Somebody needs to give that man a run for his money, and you're definitely getting close. So don't give up yet. So we'll fix them timers for your qualifying, and maybe we can fix some of your lap times as well. But
or we'll just give Alan an EOL. We'll make it easy on everybody.
we'll make it so whoever won the overall championship has to start in the rear of the pack every single race.
And that should be it. Short track style. Whoever's first in the standing starts last, second, and so on.
Yeah, we've had some good lineups that we've thrown at series before, but either way, you did great, man. And again, congratulations, and we'll see you next. Obviously, we'll see you next season, and then hopefully back up here in the booth again.
Hopefully, thank you guys.
That is your second place finisher here tonight. The 3 of Shane Thurian, and she's finishing 4 points behind, going to finish in 3rd place behind Danny Ware in the overall championship. But the man at the top of the race, the man at the top of the standings, pretty much everywhere you look, he's at the top here. And who needs to run a full season? I mean, just run out here whenever you feel like it. Just come out here and just all you got to do is win every time you show up, and it makes that championship a lot easier. The 5 of Alan Elwood. 5 wins on the season, Alan. I mean, you win half the races, more than half the races of the ones that you showed up to. Is there anything that you didn't do this season that you look back and like, man, I missed something there?
I just win them all. I don't know.
Yeah. I mean,
no.
It's just not good enough. Not good enough this year.
I know, right? Gosh.
Slacker.
I gotta improve on that next season, I think. But no, I don't think there's anything I'd really do differently this season. Granted, yeah, as I start all the races, I always hate to miss races during a season because it doesn't feel complete. But yeah, I mean, what can I say? I can't have any complaints, that's for sure. It's been a great season with my teammates. I think Nico got 4th in standings with Justin not being here tonight. So to have the top 4 in points overall be my team is just like that's almost even better than my championship. What can I say? I mean, it's just been a good season. That's what we came in here hoping to achieve. Was you always want to come into a new place, a new environment with some new drivers and have success and learn the new people and have a good time, and I think we've really done that, and super ecstatic to be here. I think this place offering the different champions and and what have you. Plenty of opportunity here for people to succeed. As far as places go to run, I couldn't be happier being here and ecstatic with the result. That's for sure.
Oh, we appreciate that. And yeah, I mean, you guys over there certainly providing quite a few top-notch drivers. And I mean, yeah, you got 5 wins on the season, but none of them were really easy. And even here tonight, if the cautions don't exactly fall your way, I mean, there was a point where Danny did get the lead from you on the pit stops with the short pit, and if the caution doesn't come out right there, I think he was out to about a 6-second lead. I mean, it was a pretty good gap, but the caution comes right out. I mean, did you feel at any point this thing was not a foregone conclusion? I mean, you certainly had a lot of pace. You certainly seemed to have this thing down pat, but once again, you had to work for it just a little bit.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, my teammates definitely have outright speed, and Danny and Shane and Nico have all shown that. I for sure definitely came into tonight knowing that there was going to be a challenge, and Danny definitely pulled the right strategy there, trying to undercut, and I think it would have worked for at least for a little while. I like you said, I probably kind of got a little bit lucky with that caution coming out, because we didn't talk about pitting at that point in time. We just kind of knew like how long we needed to run and how it was going to work out toward the end of the race if it stayed green. So he decided to just go and pull the undercut, and it worked. So I definitely didn't really think about it, but as the leader, you're just kind of going off everybody else at that point. You really don't want to be the first one on pit road. So I commend him for that, and Shane being on forward there at the end. I didn't know if the 2 tires were so loose coming out of the pits. I was like, man, I don't know if I can hold Shane off once this caution came out. And Ethan and other people out there, Daniel, like people have pace, and it's you go into these races knowing that it's going to be a challenge no matter what, no matter how fast I may seem. Like it's always it's good competition here, that's for sure.
Yeah, absolutely is. And like I said, I mean, you guys on your team certainly have a lot of pace, but there's a lot of other guys out here that certainly can get up in the mix. Obviously, we talked to Ethan Workman. Dakota Camper has been a past champion, and guys like Mike Moultrie got through, grabbed the win. Joey Stone. There's a lot of guys here in this CORE Xfinity Series, but to grab 5 wins on the season, I mean, it's got to feel good. Next season's 20. Do we see 10 wins out of the 5 next season? Is that the benchmark now at this point?
I'd like to say yes, but I mean, I'll be honest. Let's be real. If I were to win 10 out of 20, that's pretty much a perfect season in its own right. So that's asking for a lot. I'd be ecstatic if that were the case, but I'm excited to see what kind of talent comes in over these next couple weeks to see if we get anybody new, and of course my teammates are going to be there, and all the normal cast members hopefully will be back, and we'll put on a good show for the whole 20 race season. I'm really looking forward to a little bit longer schedule.
Well, sounds like a plan. I mean, not just the 5 wins on the season, but you get a gold platinum championship. You get the overall championship. How does it feel? I mean, it's fun getting into a new league, and seeing that you have pace, seeing that you have a chance, but coming out with a championship right from the rip. How does that feel? How does it make you feel going forward?
Oh, it feels so good. I mean, I haven't won a league championship it's been about 3 years now. A Fuel Racing League back in 2021 is my last championship, and then I've been running the area iRacing League. If anybody out there watching is familiar with them, came close a couple times. First couple seasons, I finished second in points there, and could never quite get over the hump. So to come in here and actually cap it off, and especially with missing a couple races, like I mean, I couldn't be more ecstatic just to come in here and have the success that I had, and again, my teammates along the way, can't thank them enough. We try to work together as best we can while also being competitors on the track, and I think it brings out the best in all of us. So yeah, I'm super happy.
Well, we got some extra drop races next season with the 20 race schedule, so feel free to miss a few more. I'm sure these guys out here would appreciate you missing a couple more.
Right.
Well, either way, hell of a season. There's no other way to put it. Great job on all the wins, all the success, the championships. But before we let you go, who do you want to give a shout out to or thanks to one last time?
First off, I've said it a couple times with my teammates. First off, being here in this league together, we're having a lot of fun. So I want to give a big shout out to them coming home top 4 in points. That's just awesome, unbelievable. I'm so happy. Along with them, Simrat Market. Again, I've said it before, I'm a designer over there. If you're looking for a base game to start a paint, Super easy. Go over to simrepmarket.com, find what you're looking for, get it downloaded, start painting. It's super easy, super quick. And everybody here, of course, you and Jimmy here in the booth, appreciate you guys putting on the show each and every week, and everybody here in the league. And again, harping on it, it's a good place to be. So I want to thank everybody here for being a good competition. We got some great races this season, and I want to also give a shout out to the other champs, Kevin and John. Looks like those guys were the silver and bronze champs, so kudos to them for doing well this season and getting themselves a trophy. And can't wait to be back. It's going to be an awesome next season. Hope everybody tunes in.
Absolutely. Well, hopefully you take it a little easier on these guys next season, but I'm sure you guys will be putting in plenty of work and seeing you up there for another chance at a championship next season. So congrats again. We'll let you go celebrate with the boys, and we'll see you in a few weeks for season 4.
Sounds good, guys. Thank you so much.
That is your winner here tonight, your winner in the overall and the winner in the gold platinum division, the 5 of Alan Elwood. Now let's talk to the other champions here. And first, we got to bring in the man that I believe, if I'm not mistaken, it's his first ever CORE championship, that being the 11 of John Crane. John, we got you in the booth here. And Jimmy, why don't you go ahead and take the interview here for the bronze champion?
Well, I guess it would be only fitting since I beat out John in the Oval Championship in our rookie season.
What a dick.
But John, you're out there. First of all, do you copy?
Yeah, I'm here. I'm copy.
Yeah, it's first. I mean, you're out there, man. I know you're out there, and you're not 100%. So I'm always wishing you the best of luck when it comes down to your heart and soul is into putting in time with this hobby that we have, and it's good to see you out there. And I know a lot of times you might be struggling a bit, and I know it's because of things that you got going on. But congratulations, man. You were able to, finish in like your own, like the way that CORE is structured right now, to walk away a champion in your division, and you get to pick up and move forward from there, and you can only get better as you heal and move forward with all the things that you got going on yourself. So but man, it just one heck of a season. I know I see you out there, and you see you struggling every now and then, or you try to move out of the way, and your racecraft is growing, and the courtesy that you give other drivers is by far better than a lot of drivers I've ever seen on iRacing. So I want to, you're a friend. You've been a friend since the beginning, and since years ago in the rookie season. But to see you still out here racing, and get yourself a championship here in the Xfinity Series, that's a big feat. And I want to say congratulations, and just kind of give you a little bit of time, and let us know how your season went and what you're looking forward to for next season.
Yeah, thank you so much there, Jimmy. That means a lot. The season was a lot. Spent 8 weeks so far in the cast of the season, so that was a lot. Going through cast blisters and learning how to drive different techniques in the cast and not being able to use the wrist. So, and then getting in and out of the sim rig with the back issue, that's been another thing too. So, but we're working on that and make it more comfortable to get in and out of here. Took a season off from CORE Xfinity, came back, and I am enjoying it. I really did enjoy it. I'm glad I took a little time away, but it's always good to come back.
Yeah, it's good to see you back and come back out here and get running again. Like I said, you'll be back up to speed in no time, brother, and look forward to you having better results. And who knows, maybe you'll move up that next that tier and pull out a championship there. Just keep working your way up forward. But again, congratulations. But before we let you get out of here and go celebrate your championship, I'll give you a little time for any shouts that you may have on that number 11.
I wanted to give a huge shout out to my wife and my son. They put up a lot of my crap so far this year, especially with all the surgeries and stuff. So, and the family for putting up and putting in the hard work with me. So, thank you to them. Thank you to all you in the CORE booth as well. You guys put in the work.
Yeah, we'll continue to put in the work as long as you're continuing to put in the work, and we'll put on the show so they can watch, or you can go back and share your oopsies or your crashes or even your great finishes. But again, congratulations on that championship. Like I said, we'll see you. Hopefully, we'll see you next season and moving on up.
Thank you so much. Yep, definitely will.
I'm just happy we have a champion on the team for the Drivers' Cup. Since I choked away mine, I like me. We got me, you, Mason, John, and you're the only one that got the championship here for the season. So thank you for bringing a championship to the team.
Well, I'm glad I got my internet issue figured out the last couple of days too, because my son decided the whole house would need to be rewired in the day. So that happened.
Nice.
Fun.
All right, buddy. Well, congrats on the championship here. We'll let you go celebrate, and I'll see you this weekend, and we'll see you next season in the CORE Xfinity Series.
Definitely looking forward to Sunday.
That is your Bronze Division champion, the 11 of John Crane. Last but not least, I know there's probably quite a few people waiting for this man to get his due, get his interview, and apparently he's not getting enough interviews lately. He wants to get back in the booth once again. Silver Division champion, Premier Series champion. It's been one heck of a last 6 months for you, Kevin, and you come home here with the Silver Championship. Was not easy, and your competitor there, Dave Tilford, I mean, you guys were just glued together the entire race. Anytime we looked at you, he was there. Anytime we looked at him, you were there.
I told David, I was like, David, wherever you go, I'm going. I'm not going to pass you. You're going to stick right in front of me. And then it was nerve-wracking. He kind of brushed a wall off at 2. I got around him, and then ran there for a couple laps, and then I looked in the mirror and he was pitting. I was like, oh gosh, he's going to come in. He's going to take 2 tires. I'm going to take 4, and I'm going to lose this championship. And then as soon as I entered pit road, caution flag came out. I'm like, thank you. So I think the 4 tires definitely did help me. Towards the end of the race there, I was able to gain a couple spots, and unfortunately David had a little bad luck and lost a couple positions there, but who's back to back?
Yeah, I mean, back to back here in the Xfinity, and you got the Premier Series championship now finally under your belt as well. I mean, what's been the change? I mean, has there been any change? Has it been putting in more time? Has it just been finally the luck kind of falling your way? What's it been here with this A team that's been on a bit of a roll here?
The biggest thing is I'm learning to. It's not, and you guys can probably attest to this.
It ain't just fuel strategy anymore.
It's not fuel strategy, but with certain cars, you got to learn roll speed in the center of the corner. You can't just dive it in there, hit the brake, and then nail the gas. But getting the car to roll through the center, like I learned a lot last year at Milwaukee. When I won Milwaukee, I learned so much from that race. Just keeping the car on the edge of control, but just rolling the middle, maintaining that pace, not just going out there and save fuel, but I've been learning a lot and focusing a lot on just the middle corner speed, and it's been definitely paying dividends, and a little bit of luck too. But man, this feels good. I wish it was gold, but silver, back-to-back championships. I love it, and man, I'm excited, and great competitive battle with David there, and he'll be back next season. Don't worry.
Absolutely, and I mean, not only back-to-back champion, and like we said, Premier champion, but the People's Champion as well. I mean, most popular driver. Barry certainly helps that out, but obviously you got Lucia and Mama Kelly out there as well. I mean, what does it mean to have this much support from the outside? I mean, it's great to have it's great to be out here and doing as well as you are, and have the people support your passion. But having that support out there in the chat is pretty fun to look back at as well.
Yes, I love going back and watching the races on, and then you just look at the comments and the banter back and forth from everyone. Definitely love that. I couldn't do it. It makes my passion here in racing, it makes it just that much more, as far as being able to share my passion with friends and with family. And I wouldn't be here today without those 2 women you just mentioned in my life. So huge thanks to Lucia, big thanks to my mama. Thank you for not killing me when I was younger. And, Barry, thank you for always supporting, not only me, but, the CORE Racing League. I see you every, when I look at other CORE races that you guys are broadcasting here on the CORE Racing Network, Barry's in there rooting on all the drivers. So, Barry definitely is the biggest core racing fan in the world. And if there was a plaque for that, he deserves that. But yeah, just, doing the small things is the biggest change, and not getting worked up over, certain mistakes. And, the start of the season was a little rough, and I didn't think I had a, chance and to do it again. But fortunately, Lady Luck was on my side, and last couple good tracks for me, and was able, and a couple people missing some races too, which didn't hurt. But thank you guys from the bottom of my heart.
So I'm sure it goes without saying, but season 4, will we see you go out there and try to make it a three-peat here?
Well, only a couple other people know. I'm gonna pull a Martin Truex Jr. for the summertime.
Interesting. So just taking off the summer here, so we'll see you back maybe next season. Maybe if we have a season 5 or whatever we have up here on the horizon.
Yes, I will run a select few races. Don't get me wrong. So I'm gonna, it's just summertime's here, and
Absolutely.
got a lot of things going on in life, and just gonna take some more time and spend my wife, and I'm sure she's got a big honey-do list for me to do for the summer. So I'm gonna take care of that, baby. I'm gonna take care of that. Don't worry. And
Yep.
yeah, I'm gonna hop in. And run a handful of races throughout the season. But main focus is just, finish up the summer with the family, and got a few things going on at the house here, and just, getting all that stuff squared away, and then refocus on, season 5 or whatever the next curveball is on the horizon here in the CORE Racing League.
Well, you never know. We got 15 races in the regular season, and you get 3 drop races, and season doesn't start till middle of July, so never know. May still find yourself in the mix here, even with taking the summer off, depending on how it flies. So we'll let you go celebrate this one for sure, and certainly with the the friends and family that you got out there. Another well-deserved championship here. I know David's gonna be licking his wounds, and we'll certainly give him his jabs, but certainly his due for giving you one heck of a battle here in the finale. But you get the championship done here. Anybody you want to give a shout out to or thanks to one last time before we let you go?
Yes, Barry, thank you for all the support. CORE Racing Network, Carl, you guys do an amazing job. I love watching your broadcast. I mean, I've been with you guys. What was it, 5 years now we've been doing this together? How many years? 3 years, 4 years?
No, it's probably about 5, yeah, at least.
Yeah, it's about 5 years. And man, you guys, I look forward to this, this day, just, Sunday nights, and, the wife knows at 6:30, boom, I got to go race. And, it's just, it's been a big excitement, and it's sad to see Sundays go away for a short time being, but, just the CORE Racing League, all you guys out there listening, CORE Racing League always has something new and exciting every night of the week, it seems like. So make sure you guys tune in. Wife, I love you. Mama, I love you. This one goes out to my aunt. We lost her 2 weeks ago, so this one goes out to her. Thank you.
Absolutely. Well, go celebrate. Certainly, sorry for your loss, but hopefully this can bring a little bit of joy back here. And I know we'll see you sooner than later back out here on the track. But congratulations again on the championship. We'll let you go celebrate.
Yeah, thank you guys.
That is your silver division champion, back-to-back champion in the silver class. That is the 8 of Kevin Foster. Jimmy, another season here in the books for the CORE Xfinity Series. Again, next season going to be starting up on, I believe it's 7/11. And, sorry, no. That'll be Thursday. That's when the GT Series starts. It's going to be 7/9 at Nashville. I'm getting thirsty for a big gulp now. But the 7/9 at Nashville, so July 9th is going to be the start of season number 4. Still plenty of time to get in there if you're looking to get in some racing action. And it's going to be a nice long season, 20 races on the season, 15 regular season races. Then you got 4 in playoff round number 1, and then the championship race being at December 17th at the Auto Club Speedway. I want to thank everybody for tuning in here tonight. And as always, if you haven't done so yet, hit that like and subscribe and get yourself tuned into everything that CRN has to offer. Thank you, Jimmy, for another great season, another joining the booth, whether it was here or there or half the race. It doesn't matter. It's always fun joining up here in the booth. But for myself and Jimmy here at Pocono Raceway, we'll see you at the track.